up, guys? What's going on? This is the Bearded Man Chronicles. What's going on? Happy Wednesday to you guys. What's up? What's up? What's going on Facebook? What's up YouTube? If you on Facebook, please be sure to share this video. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you tell somebody about it. As you guys know, I do not do this alone. I have an amazing panel, and let me welcome my beautiful panel to you. First, we got, let's see, Sheen the Queen. What's up, baby? What's going on?
Hello.
Looking
Thank you
good, looking good.
Oh, no. That's you, honey.
Oh, shit. We got the birthday girl. What's going on?
For the birthday girl. 2 times for the birthday girl.
All right, now we got, let's see, Gio, the man with the plan. What's going on, bro?
Happy Wednesday, beautiful people.
What's going on? Don't quit your day job, bro. I thought that said day job. It says daydream. Don't quit your daydream. What's going on, everybody? We got everybody here. What's up? How y'all feeling tonight?
Feel amazing. I have no complaints.
I feel good.
Listen,
Thank
I'm
you.
good.
I got some Gatorade
Hey, Peace
Zero.
Love.
Let me do a Gatorade shot for you, Shay.
Oh, my girl
Hey,
here.
Gary.
Thank you.
Becca Tumbe. Virtual hug to you as well.
What's going on, everybody in the comments? Peace. What's up? How you doing, Mama Larry? What's up, everybody? What's going on? So listen, y'all. This is Wildin' Out Wednesday. We don't really have no particular. We're gonna talk about just the various different things and all that good stuff. And I see these people ready. They ready to go. Jill look like he got so much on his mind. Tina look like she got so much on her mind. Shay just ready. She just got everything on her mind.
I got the birthday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shay's still in birthday mode. What's up?
Right.
Yeah. What's up, Larry? What's going on, bro? So listen, as you guys know, we're gonna start out with a little icebreaker. So tell me one thing, not me, but tell the audience one thing that they would be shocked to find out about you. Or tell us.
Do we
something that
want to tell
wouldn't-
these things, though? I don't know. I love y'all audience, but I don't know most of y'all. So.
But listen, tell them something that they'll be shocked.
No, I'm just teasing. Shocked?
Shocked to find out about you.
Does it have to be true? No, I'm just kidding.
Of course it gotta be true. Let's see. Go ahead.
You should go
Sheena,
first and
go
get
ahead,
us
Sheena,
started.
take us away. Take us away, Queen.
Really?
He was trying to do that up. That was a smooth over.
Right? I was a dominatrix before.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Peace. We might gotta put her on that show. Now I didn't know that.
Look, hook her up with mindset.
That was the old me. I'm saved and sanctified.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
No, just kidding, but yeah.
Shay, come on, birthday girl. I know you got something you want to tell us.
I don't
Something.
have anything that is like mind blowing. I don't. I mean, I like Disney cartoons, and my favorite is Beauty and the Beast. That's my favorite movie.
Okay. Let's look at Peace.
Okay.
Gio, tell us something that we'll be shocked to
I
find
have
out
nothing
about
that
you.
would shock anybody. I don't have that kind of life. I really
Really.
don't.
So you just do it all.
I do it all. I guess people don't know. I mean, most people don't know that I was a photographer for like 10 years. And so I did a lot of photography, portrait work, a lot of black art stuff I did. I had some stuff published in magazines and stuff. So, I mean, I know that, but
Wow.
it's not shocking, but something.
Right.
Wow. Let's see. What's one thing that people would be shocked to find out about myself? I am extremely OCD.
Yeah. That's
Extremely
very true.
OCD to the point that it's crazy. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah,
Can I do a follow-up icebreaker question?
Right.
Can I do a follow-up icebreaker? Sorry.
Nah, we about to jump into it, bro.
Okay, well, go ahead.
We about to jump into it. So today's show it's gonna be like a light show. We just want to talk about something that's near and dear to us, or something that we think is important to talk about. One of the things that I kind of want to bring to the panel's attention, I don't know if you guys been following this story, but I know that Sheena and I talked about the TikTok, or did you want to go in the TikTok guy and the TikTok girl? I do not know their names, but she's a big TikTok star. She got like 2 million followers on Instagram. He got close to 500K. Well, she murdered her boyfriend. She was white, he was black, and she was caught at the bar Friday. Now, mind you, the murder took place on a Sunday, and somebody filmed her. She was out at the bar. Well, the issue is they let her out of jail. She have not been charged. So this is where the issue lies. The family came out, want everybody to support, make sure she get locked up, but the guy had some tweets from in the past where he really was not into black women. So
Black Twitter was not happy with that, right?
Black Twitter was not happy with that, and so he dogged just women out, black women out. So let me ask you, starting with you, Sheena, how do you feel? Do you still support this family? Like, where do you stand? Like, learning what happened and what he did in the past. How did that make you feel?
I haven't really put too much thought into it, but if she committed a crime, she definitely needs to pay her dues. No matter how he felt about black women, that has nothing to do with him not being alive right now, and somebody has to pay the price for that. So,
but do you support the family, knowing that what you know about him?
Support what family?
Like his family. Like they want people to ride with them because she's out, she hasn't been locked up or charged, knowing what he said about black women. Like, so
yeah, I still feel like if she did the crime, she needs to do the time.
Okay.
I mean, I won't be out there marching with them, but if
that's the question. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Would you march with the family, Gio?
I don't know about march with the family. I don't know them like that, but injustice is injustice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't care what his beliefs were previously, what he was into or whatever. I mean, I don't care about that. Wrong is just wrong. So I think she should be prosecuted to the fullest extent. Shay, what you think?
I heard about the story, but I really haven't put much thought in it. If I'm going to be honest and transparent, and I try to be as honest as I can, it don't matter if to me, it doesn't matter. I'm just being honest. I feel like he kind of put himself in a situation where a lot of different cultures do that, where there is white men, women dating black men, or Chinese men dating white women, or whatever. They have this perception or persona that dating a different culture or a different race is going to make you better or make the relationship better. So I mean, I guess, Sheena, you're right. When it comes to injustice is injustice, should she be prosecuted? Yeah, but I'm not gonna take a lot of energy and devote it into supporting it at all.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's where I stand. I feel like I'm really, really sad that happened. However, this is what you wanted, and what you wanted cost you your life. And just some of the remarks and some of the things I was reading through the Twitter, I had to quit reading all of it because I just couldn't believe. I don't know. And he was a black guy. He's African, actually.
Yeah, his name is Toby. I just looked it up.
Yeah, Toby. And I forgot her name.
Her name is Courtney Clooney.
Yep. And so Toby and Courtney, and if you go to their Instagram, they seem like they're in love. But just to read all of the comments that he made about black women, I'm kind of like ashamed to actually repeat some of the stuff that he said. It was like, wow, like I do want justice for his family, but that's about it. I'm not writing no letters. I'm not marching. I'm not putting no more extra into it because but she should most definitely be prosecuted for something she did. But I want to go to my next thing. With this being said, sometimes you have to be careful what you put out on social media. And after I saw that, I immediately went to my social media when I first started all my social media, just to make sure, which I know I didn't put nothing out about, black people, but it can be about anybody disparaging. You know what I mean? Have you ever thought of like put something out there and was like, damn, because what you put out there comes back. So I kind of did a little cleanup. I don't know if people take screen. This is a screenshot era, so I made sure that hey, if somebody screenshot, okay, but it's not on there. Have you guys ever thought or went back to when you first started something to make sure you didn't say nothing out the way? Shay?
I'm pretty careful on social media. I've always pretty much been in a professional atmosphere where I had to be very careful and conscious of what I put out there. So thank God I've never had to backtrack and no booty pictures or I'm pop locking on the handstand or nothing like that. I'm pretty basic, very professional for the most part. Have a good time and leave it at that. So nope.
Okay.
Never had to worry about that.
That's what's up. What about you, Joe?
No, I don't have anything like that. I know my motto is like whatever you put on the internet stays on the internet forever. It's never gone. You may think it's gone, but it's never gone. Somebody saved it. I got pictures of me out there that past lovers have put on the internet of me. Like I can't get that down. It's just out there. Good luck, by the way. But yeah, no. And if I do write anything like that, it's very cryptic. Like I wouldn't say like names or specific things. So
Yeah. Okay.
Sheena, girl, what you got?
My Facebook is pretty simple, but my Instagram is a lot of fun. I use it for fun, a lot of laughs. But yeah, so. But no, I don't put up anything that I regret or I feel like if an employer saw it, they would be, feel some kind of way or.
I'm just
in trouble.
I guess I'm really I can't say I'm hurt, but I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed in him. Like I'm never against love. Like I don't care, black men date white women. It's so many black women out here get upset about that. Like even though I don't date men, I would never be upset if a man dated a black woman. Like me a white woman, I don't look at that and when I see it be like, well, oh, she would and he like I don't do that. But what I don't like is like my son, he dates predominantly all white women. Now that's because of the environment that I put him in. I put him in a almost 90% culture where it is predominantly all white women around him. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, however you want to look at it, he kind of gravitated to white women. But I educated him on, asking him, do you, why don't you date African-American women? Do you feel some type of way about them? And I wanted to educate him on, yes, you can find intelligent white women, but you also can find intelligent black women. You can find white women who have standards and morals, but you can also find black women who have standards and morals. It's so many different, ways to look at it. And I just think that sometimes we put our children in these environments and they grow up to believe this certain thing because we don't educate them. And that's what really hurt me about this story, that he thought these horrible things about black women. What did he see in his growing up that caused him to feel that type of anger and frustration and disappointment in African-American women? What did you really see? Yeah. And who was you around? Yeah. So I just, that's the part that hurt me.
Or did he just do it for the clout? Or sometimes people do negative things on social media to build their fan base. Or, unfortunately, sometimes negative things do get you a lot of followers.
No,
I'm not sure, but
I went back to I went kind of through some of his stuff, doing my little investigation that I do, and I think I seen him with a couple. And so let me say this before I say this. I'm gonna say it's okay to hang with whomever, white, black, straight, gay, orange, blue, disabled. It doesn't matter. But I think I didn't see not one person. All the people I saw, like his close friends, was Bob, Dan, and Peter. I didn't see no D'Angelo, no Romeo,
no Jamario.
No Jay Klein, nobody. But I think he just cut. It seemed like he tried to, and somebody said some self-hatred, and now his family was defending that, saying that he was going through a difficult time when he put that out. But clearly, it was how his life, all the women you see on this page were white women. He got a particular look too, and all his friends were just, and But yeah, but no, no, we're not talking about Kevin Samuels. We're talking about the Instagram stars, Toby and what's her name, Sheena? I think her name was
Courtney. Her name was
Courtney.
Courtney. Yeah.
Courtney. So yeah, so that's my yeah, sad situation, but yeah, I don't know, but I'll be keeping an eye out on the story, you know, because that's what I do to see what's going on. But other than that, I'm not signing no petitions or nothing like that.
Peace and Love said he was young at the time when he, I'm assuming, allegedly wrote these things. And I mean, again, we again do dumb stuff when we're young. We say stuff that's, we, like you said, we got to go back and backtrack. But I think that it still goes back to, even if it's self-hatred, you have to have people in your life that encourage you to, or discourage you from doing those things and saying those things. He didn't just start saying those bad things, and your family saw this. You know what I'm saying? Your friends saw this. The people that allegedly love you so much. You have a black mom, and if you African, you got an African black mama. So
he's definitely African.
Yeah, I'm like, so it's not like you. I don't get it. It almost irritates me because I know how hard I push my son to understand. At the end of the day, you can have 1,000 white men as your best friends. You are still a nigga. Period.
Right. His last name was
a ninja. A ninja.
I'm sorry, that
a ninja.
Yeah.
It can be quite disturbing. I had a roommate. He was a black guy. And he would say stuff to his white friends like, "Ooh, I love the way that white skin look on mine. Look how it looks." And I would just be so disgusted. Like, well, who are you trying to impress? What are you talking about?
That's weird.
It's annoying. It really is. But
and I mean, I just want to say, like, this is on Twitter or wherever he posted this, and Twitter is a very casual platform. Like people just go on there while they're on the couch, just type shit, just random shit that they think about. So we don't really know what caused him to write these messages. He could have broke up with a girlfriend or whatever and was just pissed off at the world and just wrote some shit. So it's always interesting to me when people take things like that so seriously.
Yeah.
I'm sure he had black female friends, like,
but
he wasn't diehard racist like that.
According to KJ, he did some research.
Well, I don't think he probably racist toward black people, but he has a thing against black women. And when you go through his Facebook page, all you see is Billy, Bob, and Peter, which is cool. But I didn't see him like, hey, you have black friends or, nothing like that. It was just he surrounded himself with, white people, which is okay. But I think don't forget who you are and where you came from. And his Instagram portrayed what he actually put out on. It validates what he put out there on. What is it? What's the thing? Twitter. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jill.
There's just so many stigmas with just race and culture and things. Like I know people, who like black business owners who don't like to do business with black people, like because of the negative connotations that they go through in certain situations. So I understand a part of it. I definitely do not agree with it though.
Yeah. So. What's up, good people? The people that just came in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome, guys.
So, Sheena, what you got for us? What's the next topic? What we talking about?
Right. Seriously?
Listen, this is a syndicated show.
Oh my God.
So let me ask you guys this. What you think about that little that New York bombing? I mean, not New York shooting.
Subway
shooting. What you guys think about that?
A terrible thing. My God. Terrible. I think they're labeling him as a terrorist or something.
As they should. Yeah. As they should.
Yeah. I'm really sorry to hear that. It was like over 50 people that they shot.
And on top of that, he's like middle age, like he's in his 60s. And he put out some encrypted stuff like a week before, saying he want to kill people in front of him, watch them die slowly. I'm surprised. Why don't people call the police when people put out encrypted stuff? Why don't these internet or these social platforms automatically alert law enforcement that somebody put out a terroristic threat? That's what I don't understand.
There's
I
too
don't
many.
either, because they put me in jail all the time, and I don't even be doing nothing. I just say, I'm going to punch you in your face, laugh out loud, and then I can't post for 30 days.
Really?
crazy
I've
to me.
never been in Facebook jail.
Man,
Me
That's
I'm
neither.
weird.
always in Facebook jail.
Never.
It's crazy to me though. I don't understand why these people get to put out these encrypted things, such like harming people, and the authorities is not notified.
It's
Like
just because so
somewhere,
many people do it, and if they millions of people typing just stupid shit that they may not even mean, it's too much for the police to handle that.
Where did he post it at?
Facebook.
I was gonna say, because if it was Twitter, I'm joining Twitter tonight. Because you could clearly get to do and say whatever the hell you
Whatever
want.
you want, right?
It was,
Okay.
yep, Facebook. It was Facebook, and it's crazy that okay, obviously with social media, and I'm an IT guy being on a rise, you need to get these cybersecurity people or hire more of them. Because if people just putting stupid stuff like, oh, I want to kill 10 people on social media, then guess what? Whether you plan or not, your ass need
Somebody
to
gonna be
be
knocking
charged
at
for
your door.
something. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was a special on
Hello?
on
Yeah.
Netflix that talked about I don't know if y'all seen it. I can't remember the name, but you just got to put in Facebook or something like that. And it was a guy who had a mask on, and he talked about what's his name? Zimmerman had hired so many people last year to do like what is it, cyber security, and he was like all day all they did was make sure we didn't see gruesome videos of people getting their heads chopped off, people getting shot and killed. He was like, it was so much stuff that was coming through, they couldn't keep up with it because it was just so much that so it was sometimes like you might see some fights where somebody's like brutally beat up. And then all of a sudden you will try to go back and watch it and it's gone. That's because they've tried to block out so much that they actually missed that one. But it was really, really in depth. So if you guys get a chance to look at it, it's on Netflix or either it was on Amazon, but it's something about Facebook. Really good. Really good.
Definitely gonna check that out.
That just bothered me. I mean, people put out these terroristic things, and then soon as something happened, everybody oblivious, and they want to go back. Well, he posted this. That's my thing. Like if I'm going through my timeline, and you saying you about to jump off this 75th building, listen, I don't know who to call, but I'm gonna report this post. Call somebody. Listen, I don't know. I see something on social media that don't seem right. I don't know. The location says this. Maybe y'all can do the rest. I'm just calling to let you know this is what's going on. They need to have something in place that automatic alert authorities, even if they can't come knocking on the door. At least they can keep an eye on a person or something. I don't know, but yeah. Thank God. So far, was no casualties. Thank God for that. Unfortunately, people did get hurt, but I hope everybody make it through that. And prayers out to them.
Well, the government knew about 9/11 for years. They started doing that years before 9/11, and they actually was able to get through on the plane, get an ID. It was so much stuff that, it's just unfortunately, you got so many people that drop the ball or that really don't give a shit. So seeing that stuff on Facebook, how many times have you seen somebody say, I want to commit suicide? And we like, oh, they said that a year ago. And then you go back on it next day and it's like RIP. And you're like, oh my God, they really did that shit. So then you start going back through all of it and they was already showing signs.
But then you got
the bombers, the kids that, shot these schools. How many kids shot up schools and actually gave signs on Facebook that they was gonna do it, but nobody really paid attention. It just happened at my son's old school out in Oxford. They was posting that on Facebook weeks before. They had people that actually reported it, but nobody did anything. Yeah,
we got to do better with that. Let's go. B. Taylor said that 9/11 was allowed to happen on purpose. That's a different show. That's most definitely a different show, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna have us on here in 24 hours. Shay, what topic you want to bring up? What's going
on? Friends, how many of us have no? You know what? I just got back to work. My mom passed away about a month ago, and I just recently went back to work for the first time last week.
Mhm.
And before I left out, it shows you how amazing God is and how He can not humble, but change your heart towards people.
Mhm.
I think I told you guys. I don't know if I told Sheena and Gio, but I definitely told you about one of my employees that really was giving me. I felt she was setting me up for failure or trying to set me up for failure. And I had just recently got promoted as her manager. And I believe she wanted the manager position and she didn't get it. So I became her manager. And in the midst of me becoming her manager, she just began to do these weird things. And I got so frustrated that I was ready to like really write her up. And long story short, I come back from my leave with my mom, and my birthday was Monday. So I went to work yesterday. Today's Wednesday. So yesterday was Tuesday. And I had all these like balloons and decorative stuff in my office and at my desk. And they gave me and towards the end of the day, this lady came to me with this huge Trolls balloon. I love Trolls. I watch Trolls every single day. And I was just like, who bought me this? And she's like, I bought it for you. She's like, I'm like, I talked to you like about Trolls 2 years ago, a year ago, and told you I like Trolls. And I told her my favorite candle from Bath and Body Works. And do you know this lady bought me my favorite candle? She remembered that. She bought me my favorite lotion, and she bought me that Trolls balloon. And she was just like, I always remembered it. And she apologized and said she was sorry if she ever came off wrong and all this other stuff. But I was just happy to know that I stayed professional with her. I wasn't mean to her. I could have done a lot of things to her that I didn't do because I really was praying and asking God to give me some type of insight on what I needed to do to make this relationship with us better. She was another Black woman. I definitely didn't want to write her up. I didn't want to fire her. You know, we have enough going on in life to do different things to each other. But I was just happy, you know. So it's important to be patient, pray, ask God to give you guidance in situations where you're confused and you don't really know what direction to take, and listen to Him, not listen to people around you. Because a lot of people was telling me, fire her ass, write her up. You her boss, you this. And I'm like, I don't want to do that because my spirit, I told Kevin, like my spirit just, it wouldn't let me fire her. It wouldn't let me write her up. It was just something about it. And I'm just glad that I was patient. So for those people that's got stuff going on, you know, be patient. It does pay off. You don't always have to do an eye for an eye. You don't always have to feel like because you have the power, use that power to intimidate people and disrespect people or make people feel littler than you or belittled. So I was just happy that I was able to grow from that, learn from that, and, you know, move forward. So I'm hoping that that relationship, we are able to build a strong foundation and move past all of the feelings that I felt about her and she felt about me.
So let me ask you this:
I like
Do
that.
do you still keep your eye out on her? Like, do you still keep an eye out? Like, is she out to get me?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest again. I'm very transparent.
Mhm.
I don't feel like I have to. God has blessed me so much at this company. Kevin, you know all the stories that Anna told you about this company. And they really, God placed me, not they. God placed me in a position where I don't have to worry about that. That's my least worry, about somebody doing something to me, you know, or making me, or I got to watch you, because He's already positioned me in a place where I don't got to worry about that. I'm protected on every corner and I'm good. So, no, I feel like He put me in a position right now where, you know, He showed me yesterday. I felt Him tell me, this is your sign and it's okay. Like I've worked on her because I prayed about her. I
Right.
prayed about me, but I prayed about her, that if it was something about me that she didn't like, that I wanted God to take it from me.
Right.
Because I wanted her to feel comfortable. I'm her boss, which makes me her servant. So I'm there to serve her and make her comfortable at work. And that's the only way that I could figure out is, God, whatever it is about me that she don't like, make it where she begins to like it, or get it away from me. Make me get rid of it so that I can be a servant leader. So I'm
Wow, that's
good
deep. That's deep. That's deep.
like that.
Wow.
So
Have anybody else been in a situation like that?
yeah, I recently just kind of rekindled things with my oldest sister. So I'm the baby of 5 daughters. Our oldest sister's deceased. Our eldest sister's deceased, and so my oldest sister, um, I haven't spoken to her since like July. And she actually left me a voicemail yesterday, which was very shocking because she's very stubborn. But I guess she realized that she was never going to hear from me again. So she decided she would reach out because I didn't do anything. I really didn't. So she left me a voicemail, and I text Kevin. I was like, my sister, I was like, Michelle texted me today or whatever. He was like, who is that? Like that. I'm like, okay. But so I was like, I didn't know if I wanted to call her back. I'm like, yeah, let me call her back. And it was just so refreshing to hear her apologize to it, to take some responsibility for, the time that's been lost between us, and just some of the things that she said. I didn't even know who that person was, but I received it and I
Right.
appreciated it, because, sometimes people go through things by themselves or things that they don't talk about,
Mhm.
and it could play a part as to what, how they may treat you or whatever. So whatever she's been going through, I've just been asking God for the, just some clarity on it. And because I can be pretty stubborn and everything. And I just was like, I'm tired of always being the peacemaker and the person that, you know, bridge all the gaps. I'm just tired. But she actually reached out to me. I was so surprised, but I'm grateful for the growth, because I feel like when you're the oldest, you actually do have some responsibility to lead by example. That's just how I feel about it. And as the baby, I always feel like the oldest sister, and I'm not. So I was really glad to know that she actually do have some humility. I was like, she is so mean. She don't care. She hurt people's feelings and she just don't care. But I can feel the growth. I felt in the conversation we had last night, I felt like she's getting it.
Wow.
Some of the things she said, I was so shocked to hear her say things like, and I just realized I have to listen. I have to do some listening and not always do all the talking. And I'm like, who is this?
But you know what? When God jump in that,
Yeah. So shout out to
when
my
God,
oldest sister. I love you, sister.
what up, Michelle? I always run into her at the
Yeah.
mall. I ain't seen her.
I
in
know
a minute.
everybody always run into her at the mall. She got all the money.
I ain't never- that's good. It starts somewhere, and it takes you know, it takes humility. It takes strength. It takes accountability.
It does.
And to understand what I did, I really fucked up. Sometimes I actually look at how I talk to people. I'm a passionate person. If I love you, I go hard for you. And not all the time my delivery is the best. But what I mean is coming from a good place, but my delivery isn't the best. And sometimes I just get so frustrated with people that I love, and when I think that they are making what I deemed is a bad choice, I get frustrated, and sometimes you can offend people and stuff like that, and just that's good that she took the time out to call you. What's up, good peoples? The people that
It
just
was very
joined.
refreshing. I felt
What's up,
good
real
after we
mamas?
spoke. I slept good.
That's good.
Everything. I haven't spoken to her. Like I said, kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I caught COVID. When I caught COVID, I was actually taking my nieces on a trip. So we were in Miami and I got sick. And when we got back to Michigan, she says, my niece answered the phone. She said, "You mean to tell me you went out of town with Sheena? She got COVID. She got COVID, didn't she? Yeah, now your birthday in 2 days. So guess what? You ain't got to worry about seeing me and your father." She didn't say, how was Sheena doing? Just nothing. And so I felt a way about that. But I still didn't hold it against her. But then after their father passed, my stepdad, and she just never spoke to me and my other sister again. And so
And you
I was really, really grateful
you had COVID bad too. You didn't even think you was gonna make it.
Yeah, I was really sick. And she was like, that wasn't her concern. Her concern was that her daughter wouldn't be able to spend her birthday with her because she was out of town with me. So I felt a way about that,
Wow.
So yeah.
Sometimes it takes for people to grow. Even KJ, remember before I was off the floor and I had like a lot of employees. My attitude was really, really bad. Like I was one of those supervisors that probably everybody who hated leadership definitely would have hated me. I was very firm on how I felt. And I think moving into a different position and being a manager over salary people really humbled me. It taught me so much. And sometimes it just takes for you to fall and hurt your knee to realize that maybe you can't run, you got to walk. You might be slew footed, but I think it just takes people the opportunity to, first of all, have people who encourage you to not humble, but to not always be so prideful.
Mhm.
Like you have to have people around you that says, Sheena, you did something wrong. That
Yeah.
wasn't cool. You have
Yeah,
to
absolutely. And
Yeah,
as
because
the
if you
big
got
sister,
people,
we never stood
yeah.
up for her, really. But I will.
Yeah.
I said I will. And that, even if that means just not even saying anything, some things I'm not gonna condone. I don't care who you are, because I feel like I'm good to people. I treat people good. I'm always listening. I'm always willing to make things right. But I just felt like I was tired. I'm just tired. So, and she felt it. She's like, I'm really sorry. I never thought we wouldn't speak this long. Yeah, I know you didn't, because you're used to me always apologizing when I ain't even did nothing. And I
Right.
wasn't doing it this time. So, and it ended up doing what it needed to do. She said she had a lot of time to reflect. And so I'm grateful for that. I can't wait for us to like hug or something. I haven't seen her in like 2 years because it's been COVID.
Really?
But yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just I'm just grateful and glad
Yo, sister?
nothing didn't happen. Yeah.
My oldest sister, her and her husband were not coming out for nobody. They were like, we don't want to catch that stuff.
No, I'm saying you haven't talked to her in 2 years.
No, I haven't seen her. I haven't hugged her in a couple years. No, I've talked to her.
Okay.
I haven't really spoken to her since like July. So it would have been
So it's kind of recent.
Yeah.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoken to her, not in like since July, but I haven't seen her.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I think it's. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's something that I deal with all the time as well, is where when something goes wrong, we're quick to blame ourselves. And we drive ourselves crazy trying to understand why a certain thing happened, and what part did I play in this, and and then that's why we tend to be the ones to forgive the situation, because at the end of the day we just want peace with it. But sometimes we're doing it when we know we wasn't in the wrong.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that in the past, so I'm really happy to hear that she stepped up and acknowledged her mistakes and apologized.
Thank you.
I'm happy
you
for
guys. It feels good, because we're not used to that. Like we're really close. My mom raised us really close. We never got into, being in a house full of women, you would think it was some fist fights going on. We never got into fist fights or any of that stuff, So it was tough for me, but I'm like, I got to put my foot down this time, because it's just not right,
Yeah.
So yes, I'm grateful that she took some accountability, and we'll see, where this goes. Hoping everything works itself out. Yeah.
So guys, I did something different. I posted the link in the group. So if you guys want to jump on and talk about a topic with us, do that. It's a link that I posted right in the comments. So so this is an opportunity. If you guys want to talk about a certain topic, come on and join us, and we'll be glad to partake in that. So come on. I dropped the link in the comments.
This should be fun.
Yeah, it should be. Forgiveness is so necessary.
It is.
Most definitely.
It is, Timbe.
So Gio, tell us what you want to talk about. Bring us a topic.
Let's do it. All right. So I was just scrolling through the Shade Room, just looking for something to talk about. And I saw this post, and I'm not really familiar with this girl, I'm gonna be honest. But what was interesting to me is, and this is kind of the question I want to pose here, is why have we become such a violent society? Like, and I also want to ask, are women more violent now than they've ever been, or is that a change? That I feel like I'm seeing more women that are much more aggressive and like, ready to beat your ass, like they're ready to fight and throw hands. Is it always been that way, or has that changed? Do you feel, guys, it's changed in time? And if so, like, well, why are we more mad now? What are some of the reasons you think that we're having these fights and altercations? Like this girl, I mean, I'm sure she was probably in a club, but how did she go from being in the club to stabbing somebody? So I'm just curious about your guys' thoughts about us becoming more aggressive as a culture.
Um, so I think in this case, I did some research on that. She's dating a rapper. I don't want to get the rapper name mixed up. I want to say, is it NBA?
So is this Floyd Mayweather's daughter?
Yes,
Diana Mayweather?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. She dating some rapper. I don't know if it's NBA young boy. I could be wrong. But I think he was going back and forth with both women, and she stabbed him. But my thing is, why? And I'm gonna ask this to the ladies in the ladies in the chat. Why does women always go after the other women? Why didn't you stab the dude up that's doing the stuff to you? I'm confused. Yes, so she was dating NBA. She's dating NBA young boy, and he was going back and forth with this. She was an Instagram model, and they was in the same place at the same time, and she stabbed the girl over what the guy doing but obviously it takes two, but you stabbed the young lady. Thank God it wasn't fatal. Why does the women always go after the other woman? I'm confused.
That's history. I mean, literally, that's history. You got to think back before we was even born and thought of. Men was cheating on their wives and women was mad at the other woman. You know, I just think it's a lack of accountability on the man's end. The woman allows this guy to do it. And then as far as what Gio was saying, when it comes to the more aggressive, society has put it out there. It's everywhere. It's so uncomfortable for me to watch women fight, like fist fight. I don't watch those videos on Facebook because it's so uncomfortable. And it's like you pulling her hair, she pulling your hair, y'all kicking and stomping each other in the face. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But society has said or made it seem that it's okay, you know, and they're wild and there's no respect. I mean, hell, I look at older women my age that's in the club literally fighting. Like, it's not like the 22-year-olds. I mean, they fight too, but who do you learn from? I can guarantee you all of us probably never saw a fight at 18, 17, period. So it's like, it's just too much for me.
Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley.
Exactly.
Hey, Larry.
So listen, we always talk about that.
Get Larry on here.
We always talk about that. Why people can't just do the Barbara and Shirley thing? Why you not? Because I even asked Sheena. I said, "Listen, would you do the Barbara and Shirley thing?" And your exact words to me, "No, you kicking ass." You said you're not calling.
I didn't say I was kicking her ass though.
But you kicking ass though. You said you ain't calling.
I've had women to call me before, but I've never called a woman to ask her anything because at the end of the day, it really it's not. She ain't gonna tell me the truth, or unless she want to ruin things between us. But if she comfortable with her plot, the spot that she's playing, she's not going to say anything to ruin that. You know, so it's a waste of time. I would never. But you know, I ain't no Barbara to Shirley. That ain't me. Ain't doing it.
Do you think that women in the past are been perceived to be weak, and there's now like a time now where I'm about it, like I'm not no.
They were weak and they were uneducated,
very much so.
And they were very under. They didn't have finances. They didn't have the financial stability to even be able to make a decision and leave anything. If you think about it, back then you had one person working most of the time, which was the man. He wasn't really making a lot of money, but he was making enough to provide for his family. And the ones that was making a lot of money, they was the big time hoes. So they had they'd have a multitude of women versus to just having Barbara and Shirley. They had Barbara, Shirley, Shay, and everybody else. So the women were so undereducated and housewives with 8 children. Most of the time you had more than 4 kids in the house. It was a lot then. So now you're looking at the women now, it's not that they lack the stability or the finances. They just lack the mental tenacity to say, hey, this guy is disrespecting me.
It's not worth it. Right?
This guy doesn't respect his household, his children. So therefore, you know what? I'm going to exit at the closest exit, and it's okay. No.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit deeper.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What you say?
Oh, then you
No, go
have
ahead.
people in your circle that condoned it, and so then it made you feel like, oh well, I guess it's okay.
Let's
Right.
go
Don't
beat
blame
her up.
Mr. Charlie. Mr.
Mhm.
Charlie is just a man, and
Uh-huh.
he is doing the best he can.
He is just a man, though, Mr. Charlie. He's just a man. All right,
Right.
listen. So we got a guest that came in. So let's welcome.
Joel Uncool TV.
Nope.
Oh,
We got a special guest. I don't want to screw up the name.
Let him tell us because I can't do it either.
What's up, man? What's going on? How you pronounce your name, bro?
Becky
Becky
Timber.
Tembe.
Becca
I had it
Timbe.
right.
Hey,
What is
hey.
it? What is it? Wait, I can't hear. What he say?
She said it right.
Let him tell us because I can't do it.
No, she
What's
said
up,
it
man?
right.
What's going on? How
She
you
said it
pronounce your
correctly.
name, bro?
Becky Timber.
Becky Tembe.
I had it right. What is it? What is it? Wait, I can't hear. What he say?
Let him tell us. Okay.
Okay, we got some feedback.
We got some feedback.
Does he have any earbuds he can put in?
Wait a minute. Hold on one second.
Yeah, mute us if you're watching us. Mute it.
Because it's like,
Okay,
hella
we got
feedback.
some
Hold on.
feedback.
We got some feedback.
We having a conversation with
Earbuds
ourselves.
he can put in?
Hold on one second.
All right, what is it now?
All right.
Yeah, we
That's
good.
way better.
Way better, way better. Thank you for that. What's going on, everybody?
All right.
So welcome to the stream, my brother. Thank you for joining the Bitter Man Chronicle, myself and an amazing panel. What conversation you got for us? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Becca Tembe, can you hear us?
I can hear you. It's like a weird delay.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, like wherever you're watching the show from, you probably need to mute that.
oh,
Like,
Oh, wait. So, okay, I
Gotcha.
think
You're
I
on
think
two
I see what it is.
devices?
I have to mute.
you have to mute
Okay, I
the
probably have to
live
come
stream.
out of YouTube.
Okay.
all right.
Oh, when I closed YouTube, it stopped doing all the crazy stuff.
Cool,
Oh,
cool.
good.
All right, so welcome to the Bearded Man Chronicle show. Myself and my amazing panel. So, what topic you have for us? Let's dive into it.
Well, what's funny is that I'm in the middle of folding clothes, so I heard y'all talking about the Yaya Mayweather thing. So I think that a lot of us are predisposed to violence in different ways, but being that she's Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and he does have a track record of being abusive towards
That's
women,
right.
so we never know what it is that she was exposed to from what may have happened with her mother or may happen with her siblings and what have you,
You got a
and
good
and
point.
especially since he does have multiple kids from multiple women, and there have been reports, there have been arrests, well documented that he's been an abuser. So we never know what he passed down to her with that. So being that she's in that position, plus she's young, and there's so much immaturity that she has an abundance of in the situation, then it's it's not hard to see where everything lines up.
Right, right.
It's just not. We'd be foolish to say, well, how did it happen? What do you mean?
Say she's
you know
human, right? Things happen.
and I think that, well, if y'all saw my picture, y'all see my kids in the picture and whatever when I had shorter hair and stuff. So there's a lot of ways that I've tried to be really careful about what they see and what they experience. But you can't be a helicopter. You can't be everywhere at one time. So of course, there are a lot of things that I regret that they experienced. But that's where the healing comes in, and you
Mhm.
have to take accountability for that. I don't think Floyd has ever said at one point that he feels responsible for what happened with his daughter.
Right, right. And I also think that she probably did what she did because she's Mayweather's daughter. She know he has money, and money can erase certain things and things like that.
I
Well,
think
like
people
like
probably also
Montana,
test you
like
too.
Montana Fishburne with going to porn. She
Lauren
got
Fishburne. Yeah,
Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, and
Mm.
with her going into porn and being disowned by him, and their relationship is quote unquote forever strained, quote unquote, until one of them budges. It's there are places that I think that parents don't take accountability for the behavior that's exhibited in their children thereafter, because there's there's so much privilege that we have in our eyes from what we see and the hard work that we do as adults, that we're not always seeing the big picture. We're not always seeing all sides of where we're also responsible for other people's behavior. I think that Shay was great with the way that she handled that employee, especially since in the capacity that I have at work, I do a lot of leadership things without being a leader. So it's there's a whole lot of things that just fall on me. So I have to just be mindful of who's watching and who's listening, because anything can be repeated. Any behavior that I seemingly get away with, somebody's going to do that and replicate that. And then,
Mhm.
well, why didn't he get in trouble? No, 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 no. I'm not saying that any of us needs to be above reproach. But
Okay.
what I will say is that you have to be mindful of what your actions are in front of people, because you never know who's going to do that thing that gets them in a heap of trouble that they didn't account for.
Yeah. And you are what you it's just like that thing, you are what you eat. You are what you see. If you was an abusive household, not saying that you are going to be abuser, but the chances are
The
very
probability is
high that
high.
you, yeah, that you're
Yeah.
going to be abuser. And I think the last about couple years, Mayweather last girlfriend, he beat her, and she was going to court to sue him, and she came up dead. They found her in the car dead.
I don't remember that.
Yep, pull it up.
Okay,
She
yeah.
she was found dead. He beat her, and they had an ongoing case, and I think she was at the point where she's about to get awarded some money, and all of a sudden she came up dead. A person that
Oh,
never had any drug problem. They found I think they said they found the needle in an area of her body where she couldn't
do it
wouldn't have
herself.
been at, yeah,
Reach
she
it
was in the
herself.
car. So like somebody stabbed her
Injected her
with,
with
yeah, for
something.
sure. Yeah.
Oh, I feel different about him. I didn't know that. That's
Oh
terrible.
yeah. He has a
He
he
was
has
an
a history.
asshole years ago before he
Yeah,
even killed
yeah.
her.
I mean,
He was an
obviously,
asshole
yeah,
years ago. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But
Wow.
I'm
most of
sorry to
these
hear
people get
that.
away with stuff. Unfortunately, I have a family member that is going through something so horrible that you wouldn't believe it if you heard the story. It would be unbelievable to allow a person to treat you this bad. But it's women out here where they give so much away up here that is so it's distorted. Every picture they see that we see is distorted. We see that a person is not treating you good, but up here they've made this drawing that we wouldn't understand because they're so diluted in reality. And it's
Hmm.
just messed up that it's men that captivate these women in their mind, because when they get their mind, they got everything else. You can tell her you working 18 hours a day, and she know for a fact your job closed at 5 o'clock. Guess what? She still gonna believe you at work. You and I is telling her, girl, he not at work. But guess what? He's distorted her brain so much that reality has become fiction and fiction reality. And it's just messed up. It's truly, truly messed up.
But
Wow.
perception is reality.
I always tell people that perception is most definitely reality. And that's why it's important to kind of know um what you're getting into and who you getting into it with. But I don't
Sometimes you don't, though.
I
Sometimes you
don't
don't know.
I was gonna say that I think it's more important to have a support system that doesn't give up on you. And when they see that you make stupid decisions, they don't judge you for it. They can be disappointed about it, but they don't judge you for it, and they stay there for the fallout.
so
Because you have to be there for the fallout, because the fallout's gonna come. But
Right.
saying that that person's stupid or you're dumb or bitch you retarded or you need to do this, you have to be there for when they get ready to fall. You need a support system. So if you have anybody, a friend, family who's dating someone, good, bad, a girl, guy, if it's bad, don't get so frustrated that you give up on that person. If you want to take some time away in a day or two, and I get it, but you have to be there for the fallout because they are going to need you. And
But you
that's
might
what's
have to take the time away.
Oh, I don't like to stick
Yeah.
around. I
Yeah.
said you might have to take some time out. I didn't say stay. I said you might have to take some time
I'm
out.
taking a sabbatical.
Yeah, it's
I'm taking a whole
draining.
sabbatical.
It's draining.
Yeah.
You know, you
I've
just hope,
I've
you just
walked
gotta
away
pray
from
for
people
them and
like
hope
that.
that they see the light at
Come
the
on,
end
Larry.
or see the reason to leave. 'Cause that's the only thing
Especially
we
if they
can
do it
do.
over and over and over.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Sure.
just
Yes.
I can't.
it's too much. But I understand what you're saying, Shay. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's draining.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah. It's one of those. And then back to this Yaya situation. You know, it's sad how she's letting. She's a very, very beautiful girl. But
Yeah.
again, if you don't think highly of yourself, nobody will. So the fact that this NBA young boy, he's a rapper, he got money, he's probably going back and forth with all these different women. So what? She gonna be stabbing the rest of her life?
I mean, he was even online disrespecting her dad and all that stuff too. Like he doesn't have any respect for anybody. She should have been gone. But
Yeah.
you know,
And he was the
again,
same.
like you say,
Yeah.
Becky Tumbe, it depends on what she's seen growing up. That may have been
Yeah.
acceptable for her.
And that's the thing. Whatever it was that she has missing for herself,
Yeah.
that she put all this energy into this young man,
Yeah.
it has a root.
She
And
saw
he
that with her
hasn't.
dad. Her dad
Yeah, and
probably
he
beat the hell
hasn't.
out. Yeah.
And he hasn't been known to be a very present person with his kids. So you may see a photo op every once in a while, and it's like, all right, I'm dropping you back off. That he's not famous for being a parent.
He's so arrogant and obnoxious too.
He's just
Like
famous for having
I am
kids.
just so sorry to hear about I didn't know about the girlfriend that came up missing. I feel a way about that.
Yeah.
That's
And,
that's big.
yeah. And then NBA YoungBoy was a viral clip. They was at a basketball game and he was pulling out Yaya's hair. I think he drug her out the stadium by her hair. Well, it was something going on that he was doing something where he was hitting her and fighting her. Yeah. In the stadium.
Hmm.
In the stand.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So clearly he don't
No
give a fuck.
repercussions
So
for that, huh? Because he NBA young boy.
Listen, my
They
thing
didn't
is
mute him or what they call it.
no, but people
cancel
going
him?
Cancel.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
they didn't cancel social media. Didn't cancel him for that.
but let me ask you this: why cancel somebody when the person he with is going to continue to allow this person to do that? You
That
can't
don't
do
mean we should
something.
accept it. We
Hey,
canceled
but
Chris Brown and R. Kelly and all of those people that.
Yeah, but see, that's the
know.
thing. The whole cancel culture thing is really an illusion to me, because it doesn't really make the person that's supposed to be this offender, quote unquote, accountable for anything. It's just people
Okay.
just saying, I think he should be canceled. I think I mean, it looks like little elves just marching in a circle. I mean, it just doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't really have any impact. And even after R. Kelly got locked up and all the other stuff, and he went to prison and stuff, it's still women who are seeing him while he's in jail and sending him money and putting money on his books, and it's still people listening to his music.
Yep, KJ definitely.
So it's like, what
Hell no.
what did we learn
I retired him.
from
I
the
just
whole
never retired
cancel
that one
culture?
song.
I
But
still listen to him.
yeah,
I was just teasing. I was just teasing because
I
he was
know.
just singing it today.
I was. I got
I'm
one
just
song I
saying,
like.
I was done at the 12 play. I was good with that. I was,
Yeah.
everything else sounds trash to me.
So listen, we got one more
I'm
viewer.
just
This
being honest, Jay.
hold on, one.
I saw the look on your face.
We got one
I'm
more
gonna drink
viewer.
I'm gonna drink my soda on that.
Yeah,
one.
soda.
Wait, I missed it. What you say, Becca?
I got my water.
He
I-
said R. Kelly after 12 play, everything else was trash.
Oh,
Oh, that
That's
Black
a-
Panthers
that's a-
album was.
I said, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
saying one man's opinion.
That Chocolate
Right.
Factory, all the dance,
One
all the
man's
hustle
opinion.
music we had.
Yeah. Listen, we got another viewer want to jump in. B. Taylor, man, thank you for coming in
Thank
and bringing that
you.
stuff.
That
we
was
appreciate
nice.
you, bro.
Thank you for your feedback.
Make sure you
All right,
come back.
y'all.
Make
I
sure you
will.
come on back.
Enjoyed you.
I will.
Okay.
I
All
like your beautiful house in the back.
I got the baby grand
It's
piano,
somebody else in the
everything.
back. The power of background.
Thank you for postponing your clothes folding for us. We appreciate
Oh
it.
no, I got an interview for a promotion in the morning, so I gotta get it together tonight.
Oh, it's yours then. You got that. It's
Congratulations.
yours.
We claiming it.
Amen.
Thank you.
yours,
Thank
it's
you.
yours,
Amen.
it's yours.
Take
All
care.
right, y'all. I'll
Thank
be
you,
back
man.
Bye.
Appreciate you.
in the audience.
For sure. What up, though, LB? What's going on, bro?
What's going on, guys? How y'all doing
Oh,
tonight?
hello,
Good, good,
LB.
good.
Welcome.
It's
Good.
nice to meet you all.
Likewise,
Hey,
likewise,
LB.
likewise. Thank you for your support, bro. We
I look a
appreciate
little
that.
rough, don't mind me. I've just kind of been into stuff, so
Hey, it's all good.
Oh,
It's
you
all
all
good.
good.
You look fine.
It's a Wednesday night, you know.
Right.
it is a Wednesday. I have to go get my hair shaved tomorrow, so I've been better prepared tomorrow.
Cool, cool. So what you got for us?
Just kind of jumping back in on the topic. I think the problem with a lot of women or men who've been mentally and physically abused is because they're conditioned that way. As kids, we're conditioned to, go to school, go to work, get a job, stay in a job, raise a family, no matter how terrible the situation may be. That's what we're conditioned to do. So I think a lot of people get caught up in those situations because of their conditioning from where they were raised, and they don't know how to get out the situation because they may see their parents went through that situation, or friends or family who raised them went through that situation, so they're conditioned to deal with certain things, and you don't talk about certain things. Like, for example, in our community, we know like molestation, that's something that you're not supposed to talk about yet. As a kid, you may be molested by someone, and then you're an adult, and then this family member is still around, and there's young kids around,
Still
and you
coming to
can't say
Thanksgiving
anything.
dinner. Yeah.
So you are conditioned to deal with certain things and not talk about them. So I think a lot of times when we see these situations that people are conditioned to deal with trauma, and we
Mhm.
don't know how to handle our traumas because, people, especially Black people, when they hear going to a therapist, you're crazy, when
Yeah,
it's the most therapeutic thing we can do for ourselves. So I
exactly.
think that's the biggest thing, that conditioning and trauma, people just are so used to just hiding it or putting it in the closet. So
That's good insight, LB. We appreciate it.
Most definitely. That's some great insight. But my question is because you have been conditioned to certain things, is there a light at the end of the tunnel?
it's definitely a lot at the end of the tunnel, but you have to be willing to work towards that tunnel. You have to be willing to do
Sure.
the mental work and the mental health work behind it, because we all have dealt with things as kids, teenagers, adults, and in the age that we are now. But you have to be willing to deal with your traumas, and sometimes getting help, you have to be okay with getting help. And I tell my friends all the time, like, find you a therapist. It's nothing like talking to someone that don't know you, so you're not judged. We can go talk to our friends about stuff, but in the back of our head, it's still our friends. We're sharing that secret, and then you can probably have in the back of your head, are they going to tell someone if we fall out, or they're going to share my secret? So we have to be willing to do the work. So dealing with trauma can be hard, but you have to be willing to do the work. I mean, and
Amen.
it's work. It's work,
Amen.
just like you go to work every day. It's work. You just have to be willing to do it, and you have to want that tunnel. Like, I'm a counselor by profession. It's so simply said. So if you can identify a problem, you can change it, but you have to be willing to identify it. No different. We're talking, and behind Geo, we see that the color is green. We can identify that it's green because if we take the picture of the background and look at the definition of green, we can identify that it's green. But you may see it as white, but that's not white. But are you willing to learn to see that this is green? So we have to be willing to take those proper steps to actually analyze our problem. But that's the smartest step and the most factual step, that if you can identify something, you definitely can change it.
For
Gotta be
sure.
willing to do the work, like you
Yeah.
said.
And Shay said one important thing. She said something about you have to be, when people going through something, they need to be the fallout. Unfortunately, I'm the kind of person, because I'm a natural protector of people I love. If I know, like, I got a friend that's getting dogged out, ass whooped, I can't just stand there and allow you that. And I'm talking to you like, look, you need to get out this situation. I think, at what point do you really trust the people around you? So if they telling you something, you're like, well, damn, if they saying this, then it have to be true. I don't know, and I will hope to be for all of you guys, but I don't know if I'm that fallout guy, because you get so frustrated, because what happened to you what happened to my friends affect me, because if they hurting, I hurt,
But it's,
when
it's,
it,
it's,
But that
it's
has to be a teachable moment, though. That has to be a teach. I don't mean to cut you off, Shay.
no, go
Uh,
ahead. No, it's
that
cool.
has to be a teachable moment for you, though, because I mean, no different if one of your friends is constantly getting abused and they leave and keep going back. how many times will they go back until that you're going to step back? And sometimes stepping back is a benefit for you and the person, because they have to see they're willing to lose something very important to them to understand the situation and traumas that they're dealing with. So sometimes it has to be a teachable moment. You have to step back, and that's just how life is. You have to really be cognitive of how you handle situations, even with family and friends, because as we know, as we get older, like, sometimes our family become our friends become our family, and
My
sometimes we're
friends is
closer
my
to our,
family. Yeah.
right. So even in those situations, especially if you're true friends, like I always use the with my tribe, I call my close friends my tribe. We are each other mirrors. You can't lie to a mirror. You can't lie to a mirror. So if you have those people around you, no matter what's going on, they always know exactly what's going on, no matter how many times you smile in front of people and put on facades. Your tribe know exactly who you are, and you can't lie to a mirror. So in those kind of situations, because we know, for example, someone in an abusive relationship, you never know that their insecurities became bigger than what they really need for themselves. So they're willing to stay around because they want to have someone, because they haven't found that self-love in themselves. Trauma, that could be traumas that they had from a kid. They didn't receive love from their loved ones. So now they identify trauma as love. But as your friend, if I tell you that and I see that it's wrong and you don't agree with me, or you push back or get mad with me, I have to step back, because that's a teachable moment for me and you. So you're willing to lose me, who always been there when the chips were down, but you're going to choose someone over me. And then you have to think about the impact, what happens if I'm no longer in your life.
Wow, that's deep.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
I
What you was
like
gonna say,
that.
Shay?
I mean, we all got our own opinions. I agree 60-40. Because historically, even looking at history, our culture is so quick to give up on each other. If you look at the shows where they have like rehab, I forgot what they call, where people go through the drugs and their families be there and they stick and they stay. And no matter how many times they go back and forth, they stay. I'm not saying stay somewhere where you become unsafe. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying stay somewhere where you it begins to affect you physically. But I am saying, sometimes it's important, and KJ and I go back and forth about this, that it's important. How many times did I was in an abusive relationship where I was physically being hit on repeatedly? And I loved this person in my mind that I thought I wanted to stay there. And KJ and I fell out about that and we stopped talking. And I did have a friend that stayed there with me and stuck by my side. And that was that friend that pulled me out of there. And I'm not saying that everybody has to do that. That's not what I'm saying. And it's not made for everybody. Some people just can't handle it, however you identify that person. But I'm just saying sometimes it's important to make sure that you evaluate the situation before you disconnect yourself and you say, my hands is up. Because if something happened to a close friend of yours that you truly loved, regardless of whether you say it's a me, like you said, you can't lie in the mirror. You will lay down at night like, damn, maybe I should have never left. Maybe I should have kind of stayed. Or maybe I could have helped. And I just wouldn't want that on my conscience. And living a life where I was abused, I never was mad at KJ. No matter what he did to me, I loved him. I was never mad at him. I just needed somebody to keep pulling at me and telling me that I deserve better.
But after, yep. But after what? How? Like, so for me, with that situation, I knew. So every day, get out that situation, get out that situation, get out the situation. Okay, are you gonna leave? Are you gonna leave? It was like one thing after another, to the point where, like, she didn't know. I remember one time I drove out there. I didn't say anything. I just sat. I didn't do anything. I was hoping like maybe one day she would call and it would be going on, and I can just be there present. You know what I mean? To be able to intervene, because this person, if the person was very manipulative, very smart, very educated, and they knew around you, they knew how to act, how to wheel you in and stuff like that. And for me, it's like, listen, you need to get out of this situation. I understand love, but love kill too.
Absolutely.
And so I don't want to be, it started messing with me mentally.
Yeah.
And so when somebody else situation start affecting me, then I need to pull myself out. Not that I love her any less. It's just that now my mental health is gone. We can't have two crazy friends now.
But I wasn't mad at
What
you. I
you
was
know,
never mad at him. I respected his position, but I was just happy that I did have somebody that
mhm.
really was like, "Look, get your ass up out of here, and I'm not leaving until you get your shit and we up out of here." Period.
But
So if
So
I
that's
gotta pull
one
you,
of the things of having different friends. You know, your all friends are good for
right?
different
Exactly. That's
yeah,
what I said. That's what I
yeah.
said. Yep.
But now, would I do things differently? I mean, probably so. I mean, I was first I was glad like nothing happened and she did get out and stuff like that. But it just angered me. You know, it angered me about when I heard about Sheena's situation before. That angered me. You know, I don't know, like I don't think people really understand like the kind of, and not just me, but friends. When you say you love a person, you love a person. And all she had to do was call me. I can't beat the whole world, but I know one thing: you wasn't gonna be fighting alone. I know that for sure. And I would have did everything I can to help you remove. If you got to stay here with me, if you need a hotel, do I need to help pay for some nights? What do we have to do to get you out this situation so that I can ensure that you will be okay? The material stuff we'll worry about that later. But how do we get you out this situation? Because I need you alive. I don't want to see my friends on the RIP T-shirt. I don't, especially for nothing stupid. But yeah. But LB, I appreciate that, man. Since we know that you be constant and stuff, we might need you to hop
I'm
on a little
calling
more
you.
often.
Right?
See how crazy we are, don't you?
You take Blue Care Network.
You see all these mirrors up here. We
We
gonna
ain't
need
never
you.
complain.
So believe it or not, I mean, that's my school of thought. That's what I went to school for. Right. Currently, I'm not doing that now. I do miss the counseling aspect of working. I'm not doing that currently. But definitely I could jump in. I would think a teachable moment. I think, if I don't know if you ever heard of Jahira's Window. Look it
Got
up.
a book of it.
Look up Jahira's Window, and I challenge each one of y'all to kind of do it on yourselves.
Mm,
And then you can do it on your friends, but actually put yourself in aspects of what it talks. I'm not gonna I just want y'all to look into it and see what y'all think about it.
okay.
It's called
The Horror's Window.
Yeah. Type
Jahira's
it in the
Window.
comments for us, LB. Because we
Okay.
yeah, type it in the
And
comments.
I'll send it directly to you.
All right,
I'll send it to you directly. And
cool.
it just kind of talks about even like using as yourself things that you would share, things that you would keep secretive, something that you would take to the grave. And that's a way for you to analyze your tribe. How what will you really share with them? Like, that's how the people who are in your life, that's a secure situation for you. And we have to realize as we grow and elevate, mentally, spiritually, sometimes we outgrow people,
Oh,
and it's
Mhm.
nothing, it's no bad blood or anything
yeah,
like that. It's just that
absolutely.
you're in a different place of elevating yourself, and sometimes
Yep.
people have to be left behind, maybe be for only for a moment, but at that point you
A
have to make
season.
that sacrifice. That are you willing to elevate and grow? Are you willing to stay behind? And
That's
you
right,
have to be
man.
okay with that. And
Yeah, we talk about that all the
that's a
time.
mental thing. That's a strong mental thing. And you know, and that's
Right.
also dealing with traumas, because we do face traumas with friends, not
Oh,
just
most
family.
definitely.
We face traumas with friends,
For
and
sure.
you gotta be okay with it. Like, you have to be okay with situations. Like, no different than anything sexual. Don't yuck my yum. Just plain simple. You like what you like, I like. And at this point in my life, I'm elevating and trying to do something different. If you're not along or aligned with me, I may have to just kind of
We'll catch up
separate
when we
myself from
catch
the
up, right?
situation.
When there's no love lost, we'll catch up.
And you have to be okay with them being mad. You have to be okay, because at the end of the day, you can't make anyone happy if you're not happy.
Yeah, that's true.
That
That's
everything
true.
starts with the I statement. You have to figure and configure I before you can configure we. You have to configure I first.
Right.
So, and that could be a simple conversation, having to write down a few questions about yourself that you're willing to answer to yourself. Looking in the mirror, being very bold. If you're not feeling pretty at the moment, it's okay not to feel pretty at the moment, but at least 1 hour of the day, feel pretty or feel happy about something. But if you're not happy for a full day, that's something that you have to work on.
Wow.
You should always feel great about something at least an hour or a minute in a day, and that's progress. And the only thing we can do is progress. We all are a work in progress.
That's right. Well, LB, thank you. We appreciate everything and all
Thank
the
you,
nuggets
LB.
you
Nice
just
meeting
dropped.
you.
You are
And we
wonderful.
appreciate you
Thank
jumping
Thank
on, bro.
you.
Anytime, guys. I'll just say this before I leave. Like, I'm happy that I was able to join into this. Like, this is really cool, and I plan my Wednesdays to make sure I'm here to listen. So
That's
Appreciate
you,
it, bro.
nice.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
Appreciate that.
you
Thank you
so
so much,
much.
I
man.
love your energy. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
anytime.
All right,
You
man.
guys be blessed.
You as
You
well.
too.
Thank you. Bye. Oh
Wow.
man.
That's what's up, y'all. So this brings us to the end, y'all. As you
You know
guys know, we
what I'm
like to lead the people with some. I just want you guys to
Oh,
know
man.
I greatly appreciate you guys taking out y'all schedule Wednesdays to come and partake with us. We greatly appreciate it. I can't thank my panel enough. I appreciate each and every last one of you guys because you guys have a life and you guys take out, your time and stuff like that. And you guys don't know, I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. And just to leave off on a note, something that LB said kind of, I don't know, it just sparked something in me. One thing that I want to get better at is when people tell me something, sometimes people tell you stuff to just listen or don't. I don't want to come off to the point where I want to be judgmental. Even if I don't agree with it, I should at least be grateful that they wanted to confide in me with some of their close and personal things because they don't have to share it. So I think I'll be a little more mindful in my response, even though I might think it's stupid, absurd, everything. Sometimes you just have to just listen and make people feel comfortable. So I don't know exactly what he said, but it just wasn't me to say that. So yeah, I just what is it? Slow to listen, quick to respond, or something like that. That's what I want
No,
to do.
it's quick to listen and slow
Quick
to.
to listen and slow to respond. That's what I do now. I'm quick to respond, huh?
Hold
You
on.
said it right. You said
Right.
it right the first time.
So yeah, I just want to lead the people. Just just you might not understand what certain people do or what they go through, but just try to be there for them as much as you can without it killing your insanity. So that's what I'm gonna leave you guys with. Shay, what you want to do?
Well, at work, we always do a word of the day or a quote for the day. So I'm going to do a quote for the day that I really liked. It says, "Life is like a camera. Focus on what's important, capture the good times, develop from the negatives. And if things don't work out, you can always take another shot."
I love
Hey, I
it.
like that.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
I like that. So you have to give us a quote of the day now every Wednesday. So you just started that.
Right? Looking forward to it.
Right. Go ahead, Gio. What you got for us?
Um, I'm just going to say simple, protect your peace. That's something that's very important to me in my life. I live a pretty stressless, I'm sorry, oof, Jesus,
Stress free.
a stress-free
I'm gonna
life.
say, oh
And
shit,
I
Gio, we
do,
coming.
right, come on. I do whatever I can to protect that peace. I am there for those who need me. But I understand when I'm overextending myself where I'm not going to be able to make a difference. And sometimes life has to teach people the lessons I can't. So
Oh,
I'm learning to, find that balance more and more every day. So, and like LB said, how can you help anybody if you can't help yourself? So I don't want to ever be at a default or a deficit, I'm sorry, to try and help other people. So
wow, that's
protect your
deep.
peace. Sheena.
That word deep.
Yeah, I am always quick to find resolutions for people, like people that I love. If you express your concern or your issues with me, I'm immediately trying to figure out how I can help you. I'm learning how to take the back seat, tell them I'm praying for you. I'm praying everything work out for you, getting into that, and it's working out for me. But what I will say is it's okay to love people from a distance, because sometimes being too personal or being too direct, it could be painful, especially if you just love your people. I love my people, right?
Mhm.
But I'm understanding that praying for people and keeping your distance and giving them that time that they need is it's effective as well. Like I said, with what I explained earlier with me and my sister, I'm just I'm learning that it's okay to take that time.
Exactly.
And when they're ready to come around, I could have been like, no, I ain't ready to talk yet, but I wanted to talk to her, but I was not going to reach out first again. And sometimes that's even painful because you're like during that time where you're not speaking with someone, what if something happened? What if what if something goes wrong? So those are the things that you have to be okay with because you made a decision not to mend things when they were here, right?
Sure.
But yeah, so distance is okay. And when
is.
it's time for you to come around or when they're ready to come around, be available to talk. You have that difficult conversation and move past it. Not harbor things, so harvest things. Sorry. But yeah.
There y'all go, good people. We left y'all with something. Again, thank you all for joining us every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Facebook, I appreciate you. YouTube, if you on Facebook, please be sure to share this live. If you're not a part of my YouTube channel, please go to Bearded Man Chronicles. Subscribe, share, like, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell whoever. Just tell somebody. All right, so that concludes the end of our show. I love you guys. I'll see you next Wednesday, and we out.
Peace.
Peace. Bye-bye.